Paula, coming out here for this forum discussion, why was it so important for you to be a voice here and represent college athletics?
I've reported on so many of these cases. I've talked to so many women. I've talked to the men too, and I've talked to pretty much everyone who's had some sort of handle on this, and so I feel like I can represent a lot of the different sides of this issue.
You talked at the end about just the importance of being there for the survivors and making those resources available to them in the long term. What would you like to see on these campuses in terms of giving back to them?
Well, I think that's the one thing that seems to get lost in a lot of this discussion. We focus a lot on the justice part of it, and definitely that's huge and important, but so much of what the discussions we need to be having are, okay, so what's being done for the women when they report this? What's being done to make them whole? Because that's why, I mean, people seem to forget that that's why Title IX is a gender equity law. I mean, these women have been, and they are mostly women, okay, and they have been denied something. They have been put in a position where it's more difficult for them to continue their education. And so part of the law is, okay, what can we do? You've suffered this experience. What can we do to make you whole? And I think there needs to be a lot of discussion about counseling, academic services. What can we accommodate you in some sort of way that you feel safer on campus? All of that. You know, you're possibly dealing with a criminal case. What can we do to take some of that burden off of you?
The panel here today, obviously very different backgrounds, but across the board it seemed like there was a lot of agreement about the future and what needs to be happening. What would you like to see coming out of this discussion today?
I'd like to see more transparency. We didn't talk a lot about that, but I would. I think when they're talking about, one of the topics was why is this not being addressed? Why does it seem like we know this is an issue, but it's not being talked about? I think part of the issue is transparency. I think that the schools need to be more transparent about what they're doing. I think they need to be more transparent about when these things happen, and I think that will in part force the discussion about what we should be doing about it, and they need to be, when they address it and when they are doing something about it, they need to be transparent about what they're doing about it.